Video is going to focus more on how to use HappyChick, as the application is in mostly Chinese and a little hard to navigate. But of course, first you'll need HappyChick. So to install HappyChick, all you have to do is open Safari, type in the URL iemulators.com, and upon arriving at the website, click on the apps section and then scroll all the way down until you see HappyChick. Once you click on that, go ahead and select download page, which will take you to HappyChick's dedicated download page, where you can scroll down to the bottom again, select HappyChick, and then go through the install prompts. And if you have a free second, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I make awesome tutorials like this one every week and I really appreciate it. So once you finally hit the last install prompt, HappyChick will begin to install on your home screen. Now, HappyChick may not install for you, and that is because Apple revoked it, and you'll know that it did not install for you because it'll say unable to download app. And if this happens, just try downloading HappyChick again in a couple of days and hopefully it'll install for you. Once HappyChick does install for you, when you try to open it, it'll say unable to open untrusted enterprise certificate. So if it says untrusted enterprise developer, what you want to do is head to your settings, scroll down to general, and then scroll down to profiles and device management, or yours might just say device management. Go to enterprise apps at the bottom, select the certificate for HappyChick, and then hit trust. Once you've done this, you will now have access to the HappyChick application. When you open HappyChick, it'll tell you to agree to the disclaimer. Just go ahead and agree, and then it may tell you that it needs to update. Go ahead and click cancel, as unfortunately you can't get the latest version of HappyChick, which is even better than this one, but maybe I'll be showing you how to do that in another video. But as you can see, if you select category at the bottom left, these are all the emulators that HappyChick emulates, which is over 11 consoles, and is awesome. So to get a game for these consoles, all you have to do is select one of them, and here you can see all the games that HappyChick has for you to download within the application. And you can just go ahead and download any game. When you do click obtain to download a game, it'll ask you to enter your email. You can enter it if you want, or you can just select skip and then hit download. You can see the progress of any game you're downloading by hitting the little down arrow at the top right hand corner, and HappyChick games will even continue to download if you're not in the application. But if you lock your phone, the download will stop. So you can exit the application and do other things and your download will continue. Anyways, you can also search for any game you'd like by using the search tab at the top left. You can also filter by clicking on the top right for any specific console that you'd like, and you can download any game that you see there that you'd like. And if you don't see a game that you'd like on HappyChick, the only way to get it into HappyChick would be with a computer. And I know a lot of you don't have computers, so I'm sorry about that, but HappyChick does have a huge library of games that I'm sure you'd enjoy and like to try out. You can see all the games that you've downloaded by going to My Games in the middle, and then to play, all you have to do is hit play. It'll tell you to begin with a single or archive. If it's the first time you're playing the game, go ahead and hit single. Now, HappyChick has 3 different interfaces that are available. So for Nintendo 64 games and PlayStation 1 games, this is the interface that you'll see here. And to get your controls to the bottom screen, if you're playing on portrait, you want to hit that little circular arrow at the left. If you want to switch between the D-pad and the control pad, all you have to do is click the plus sign or the circle on the right. And then if you want to enter the menu, do not use the menu that is the RetroArch icon or the gear at the bottom. The menu you want to use is by clicking at the top of your screen, which will take you to the settings here. These are the best settings to use. Here you can save state and load state, which is basically saves. This is how you want to save in HappyChick. So at any time, if you want to save and exit HappyChick, just hit save state. And when you return to HappyChick, all you have to do is load your state, and it'll take you exactly to where you hit save state. You can also play in landscape by selecting lock orientation to landscape, which is amazing for pretty much every emulator on HappyChick except for Nintendo DS, which is meant to be played in portrait. So as you can see, when you're playing in landscape in Nintendo 64, it looks really nice. Of course, you want to get the controls to full screen by clicking that little circular arrow. and it runs pretty well, and that is the Nintendo 64 interface that is the same on PlayStation 1 as well. So speaking of Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, as well as Nintendo DS and PSP, require a higher device like an iPhone 6s or above in order to run those emulators at full speed. If you're running anything below that, unfortunately they will lag, and I'm sorry about that. And of course, PSP games and PlayStation 1 games are much bigger than any other game that you'll download on Happy Chick, so it will take longer to download those games. But of course, you can always exit Happy Chick and do other stuff while they're downloading. Finally, what I want to show you is how to manage your saves so that if Happy Chick is ever revoked, you can upload them and store them online. So if you go to Me and then go to Save States Manage, make sure to read all of the info because there's a ton of great information there that you should probably read. And here you'll be able to upload your saves to a cloud, but first you need to bind it to something so that you can log in and get those saves in the future. So if you click on your little icon when you're at the Me section, you can bind it by using your phone number, email, QQ, or WeChat. I highly recommend that you use WeChat. It's a free application you download from the App Store that's linked to your phone number, and once you bind it to WeChat, if you ever need to sign in again, as you're going to see I'm going to do here, when you click on change to sign in, you select WeChat, and then it'll automatically open WeChat, it'll load, and it'll ask you for permission. You click OK, and just like that, it'll know that you are in your account from before because of WeChat, and you'll have all your saves back, and it's the easiest way to log in my opinion. So binding via WeChat is the best, but of course you can do it any other way. It is up to you. So now when I head back to Saved States Manage, I can restore the saves that I uploaded. So by hitting the restore button, it'll begin to download all of my saves. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite the Pokemon Stadium save that I have because I have other Pokemon Stadium saves that I saved in the future, and it'll only download the saves of the games that you currently have downloaded. I have a ton of other saves backed up online, but because I haven't downloaded the games yet, it won't download the saves. So make sure to download your games first and then restore your saves. So once you've done that, you can just go ahead and enjoy your games. As you can see here, when I select Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, if I want to load from a save state, I'll select Archive, and it'll show me all the save states that I have. And then I can continue my play from where I was before without having to restart from the beginning. Now, since we're playing a Game Boy Advance game, you're looking at the most common interface in Happy Chick, and it's actually really easy to use. To open the menu, you just have to click the 4 squares at the bottom, and all the settings are pretty self-explanatory. You can actually adjust the size of the buttons by hitting key adjustment, but if you're playing Game Boy Advance, you can switch to the original GBA for iOS controls in the advanced settings if you'd like. Additionally, you can also save state, load state, look at your files, fast forward, a ton of awesome stuff that I'm sure you all know how to use. And then finally, what I want to show you is PSP, because there's one setting that you need to turn on in order for your PSP games to run much more smoother and look nicer. So right now, if you head into the settings of PSP by hitting the top of the screen, just as you would with Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, it'll take you here. And what you want to do is scroll down to the bottom and turn on the frames per second so that you can see just how fast your game is running, as well as the rendering resolution. You can actually bump it up from the original PSP resolution. I like to bump it up to 3 without affecting my FPS. And then of course turn on show FPS counter, and as you can see, the resolution of the game actually just like got a lot better. It's crazy how it can do that. It looks so much nicer now, but as you can see, when I'm not moving, the game is running at full speed, but as soon as I start to move, you can tell that it just slows down, as well as looking at the FPS counter at the top right is definitely going slower. But you can easily speed up your PSP games by turning on just one setting. So if you go to settings, then click system, you want to turn on multi-thread experimental. Now it will say that it might crash PSP some more. I actually haven't experienced any crashes. It just made it faster. As you can see, I'm now running at full speed with the resolution bumped up 3 times. If it's still running slow for you, you can actually lower the resolution to get some better results. But as you can see, PSP games are running great. I'm using an iPhone 6s, not even the latest iPhone 7, and it's running great. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit that like button as it helps out the video tremendously and I truly